Today was by far the busiest. They had so many workmen, they had a small problem with where to park. The need for general storage of materials area and work area explains, in part, why they are putting the yards of dirt where they do. Among the many activities, placing concrete barriers to keep vehicles from going over a bank, unloading materials to be used in the construction, carpentry to make forms for the concrete to be poured into, another ramp to access the higher areas of the west side, hole drilling for the retaining wall, and removal of some of the visqueen cover to access dirt for various needs. The first picture is a close-up of the two drills. We could not see them from Southridge how much they were both used, but when we walked down to get a better view, the larger of the two were being used to drill holes for the wall. These comments are from Don Ryder. The next picture, looking from Talus Drive. Next is work along the sidewalk. We'll have grass and new plants plus a new sprinkler system. I thought it had something to do with the school. Apparently not. The last picture is of the washing station for the workers. Chuck says, maybe I should have titled this Close-Ups. The first pic shows concrete about to be poured into the foot-plus diameter holes just drilled by the big drilling machines. There are two of them, but of different design. But first, a long I-beam is placed in the hole by way of the big crane. The second pic shows the large carpentry area where frames, falsework, are being built to act as molds to pour the concrete into. From a distance, the lumber looks to be high quality and to be used for this, but what do I know? The third pic shows more digging to get to the level of the classrooms or the footings for them. This was all smoothed out a few days ago. Then they dug that up and went deeper. Temporary concrete barriers have been added for safety. The last 2 days have been really busy. At this rate, I think the school will be ready to start on time. But again, what do I know? Another busy day. If you were down there, you could sight along the tops of the newly installed retaining wall steel beams, and they'd all be in a straight line. If you look close, you should see the green ribbon stakes indicating where the drilling machine is going to drill. In the background, you can see continual work on digging and installing forms for a big concrete pour a ways into the future. This will be level 2 classrooms in this particular location. But still a lot going on, continuing to drill and pour for the vertical beams with the retaining wall between the bus lanes and the lower pickup kids' car lanes. Still working on forms for classroom foundation footings. The first shot is from the Cascade East dining room while it was raining. The second from the 7th floor again. Lots of deliveries today also. The workers' cars, the building materials, the construction vehicles, office space, carpentry, the new building, the football field, and the pond all have to fit in 9 acres. Well, not the pond. That function will go under the field. Bruce Semple said he counted 22 vehicles at one time. Yesterday, I forgot to mention that large steel planks were added late in the day to in some way aid the drilling and pouring concrete tasks. You can see that in the foreground. They are the platforms under the crane and drill. Another crane and drill arrived, also a huge shaft to go with the drill. It had to come separately along with 2 bits, one 18+ inch diameter. Some soil samples in the flat area near the pond may have been taken. The concrete is now pumped to each of the new holes and shafts being drilled. There is no longer room to maneuver the mixer in close. The front loader has been dumping dirt in the space between the new retaining wall boards and the ramp. Work continues on the forms for the classroom footings. Gravel was brought in to spread around the side entrance. Some horizontal drilling is taking place in the northern area we can't see. We were going to go down and check it out, but then the rain came back. Another really busy day. There were more workmen's cars than ever, about 18, not counting those parked out of our view. The total area is crowded, as you can see in the above picture. The yellow excavator stayed late in order to provide a ramp for tomorrow's retaining wall work. Still more building material arrivals. Where to put it? That, in addition to the need for more parking, is a problem. Another busy day. The photo was taken about 6 p.m. when the last workmen left. Hey, It looked like the big flat area by the pond was being plowed in both directions in order to plant corn. Certainly helped the dirt to dry. B. This drill was busy most all day and then stopped suddenly. A resident thinks something broke. There's a spare drill down the slope and to the right. It's been sitting there for some time. At about this point, the retaining wall angles off slightly east from its basic southern direction. See the gold arrow. After that, it makes a big circular curve to the right. C. Note the teeth marks in the dirt caused by the teeth on the excavator bucket. The photo on the left shows typical drilling for the retaining wall between the bus lanes and the car lanes, going from north to south and vice versa. The larger drill on the left has been used until this afternoon, so it was not broken yesterday as some thought. The smaller drill has done the last half dozen holes. However, its status is suspect in that it seems to have stopped drilling in the early afternoon, and 5 men gathered around and talked for 5 minutes or so. Another small drill, with the drilling direction in a somewhat horizontal plane, was used to drill into the bank. In the middle of the photo, between the two drills, is the concrete pump integrated into a white truck chassis used when the distance between the truck and the hole is too far apart. Somehow, the concrete travels through that little hose all the way to the drilled hole without clogging. In the right background is the plowed dirt that is being used to build up the ground level to the design elevation. As this was going on in the south end, drilling and a lot more continued in the north end of the property. There, the holes for the vertical beams are a lot bigger, as are the beams also. Forms continue being built, getting ready for a big pour someday.